Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am going to do a full breakdown of the first two episodes of X-Men 97. I'm really enjoying the series so far. I am going to be doing breakdowns for the rest of the episodes. As soon as I finish this one, I'm going to go right into a breakdown of episode 3. I am going to cover episodes 1 and 2 in one episode because that's how they were released, and then at the end, when the full series comes out, I'll do a review as the whole series and stuff like that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that in one of the skylines in the first episode, we see a Stark Industries logo in one of the opening shots of the city. Now, as we do know, is that there were four major cartoons, Marvel cartoons in the 90s. There was Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. So, we've heard that apparently they're going to, we heard rumors that they're going to try and do a revival for the original Spider-Man cartoon. I have a feeling that might be a hint for us getting a Iron Man animated series revival. I think that it's going to be one of those things where it's it eventually comes to that. I don't think we'll jump into that just yet, but I think that that's something. But then I also want to mention that also in the opening, we see Storm, Bishop, and Cyclops coming into a facility to free out a newest X-Men member, Sunspot, and he is a mutant that absorbs power, almost like solar, but not really. And of course, Cyclops is battling this guy to the ground and defeats the guy by because the guy takes off Scott's glasses and Scott closes his eyes and then goes like, I surrender, not, and opens his eyes and lights the whole bloody building, which is bonkers to me. And then that's how we get our Daily Bugle reference to Spider-Man. So we heard that there's going to be a Spider-Man, that there might be a Spider-Man revival at some point, but that is just a little reference to the that Spider-Man is in the same universe as X-Men, because he did pop up a few times in the original series. So, and also we kind of get a call back to the first original episode where Sunspot is being chased in the Danger Room, and we get introduced to Wolverine, which is how him and Gambit got introduced in the original series. Or it was him and Morph. I think it was him and Gambit. But how they got introduced in the original episode of X-Men, and we also find out at this whole bit where they're at the mansion that Jean is pregnant. Her and Scott are going to be parents. And this is going to tie into something that I'm going to talk about later when I get to the 3 notes I took for episode 2, which are interesting. And Cyclops also, and then that gets a thing where they're playing basketball outside, and while Scott's talking to Jean, they break a glass of the first class of X-Men. So it was like Iceman, Jean, Cyclops, Professor X, Beast, I think, and Angel. So that's our first class reference in this series, and but from there, the X-Men have a fight on the basketball court, and that comes to the point where Cyclops sends Wolverine and sends Storm. No. No, he sends Wolverine, Morph, Rogue, and Gambit. I think. Yeah, to get the kid back because the kid has escaped at this point. So, but Wolverine doesn't want to go. But then Jean Grey convinces Wolverine. So he's like, "All right, fine, I'll get the kid." While Storm, Cyclops, and Jean visit Gyrick for killing Professor X in the last episode of the original series, and why these people have access to the Sentinel technology. And Jean Grey uses Cerebro, and something goes wrong. She has a vision of something gone wrong that eventually will happen in episode 3. Or something like it will happen in episode 3, pretty much. And Jean lets the team know the team know of that, and about where Gyrick is and where the Sentinels are. So they all hop in the X-Jet, and then the Sentinels literally punch through the X-Jet, pick up Cyclops, throw him out, and then we get into the whole scene of them all flying down, and so we get Morph turns into Angel, Rogue catches, I think, Wolverine, Beast, and Storm carries Gambit. And Cyclops does this awesome thing where we basically see him go like, "Nice job, team. See you on the ground." And this awesome music comes on, and he like literally looks out the ground, uses his laser blast to like slow him down and do a superhero scene, and that's where we get our awesome, to me, my X-Men moment, and everyone flies in, and Rogue carries Beast and Wolverine, and also carries, and then Storm carries Gambit, and Morph lands. Then we see that they get to him, and then they see Sentinels surrounding them, and then that's where we get this awesome fight of all the X-Men using their powers, and we get to see the smartness, the intelligence of Beast, of him basically getting into a Sentinel and controlling it, and that's where we also get our awesome bit in the trailer where basically Wolverine is running, Gambit hops on his back and charges up his claws, and then they do basically a fast ball special. But then at the end of the episode, once they return from the mission, Cyclops and Jean Grey talk to the team about having the baby and how they're not going to leave the X-Men. But then, of course, they get interrupted by an intruder in the mansion. So then they go to Professor X's office, and they see Magneto, and he is now the leader of the X-Men. And then, so the two things that I put down for the second episode, I actually didn't put down a lot, as opposed to episode 1, episode 3. What I did put down for episode 2 was that they do set up the Magneto and Rogue relationship in episode 2. And I think that that's very interesting, which is like, why would Rogue want to date a villain? But I know that in the comics that there's like a something to do with Rogue's power and Magneto that connects them, which I think is very interesting. And then also Scott and Jean name their son Nathan Charles Summers, which is Cable, which is awesome. We know Cable in Deadpool 2, but this is not connected to those movies. So I would be, which apparently they did show up, Cable did show up in the original X-Men series, so I'm interested to see if he shows up in this series at all. And also, apparently the Jean Grey that had the baby with Scott at the end is apparently Malin Pryor, and that the Jean Grey that knocks at the door is actually Jean. So at some point they've taken Jean Grey, they've made a clone of her, and have made Malin Pryor, but we don't know. Like they don't even know how that has happened. So very interesting stuff. I will do a breakdown of episode 3, but I just thought I would quickly do a recap of or episode breakdown / recap of episode 1 and 2. So guys, I will continue on with the X-Men 97 videos. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe, also the little bell icon to get notified for future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.